Hello there, I'm Natalia. Welcome to Beads Jar, and in today's tutorial we're going to be making this fabulous kilt pin style brooch using beautiful copper coloured chain and these lovely metallic bicones, carved glass leaf charms to capture that beautiful autumnal feel. If you don't like brooches, then you can always use this as a bag charm. It's a really versatile piece, and I'm going to show you how to make it. To make our falling leaves brooch, these are the ingredients that you're going to need. We have first of all this rose gold plated kilt pin. We have some antique copper plated iron chain. And then we have these beautiful leaf charms. These are made of glass, and so we've got a shiny brown one, a fuchsia pink one, purple one, frosted brown, and one of the frosted amber leaves. The next components you're going to need are 3 of these metallic purple bicone beads. These are 8mm. You're going to need 3 head pins, which are gold plated, and then we've got 5 of these 6mm rose gold plated jump rings. And for the tools, you're going to need your round nose pliers, your chain nose pliers, and your wire cutters. So let's get started. So the first step in the process of making this kilt pin brooch is to cut some pieces of this lovely chain and attach it to the loops on the kilt pin. So you're going to need 2 lengths of chain. So if I bring back the original piece, you can see that we've got 1 length of chain going from one end of this kilt pin to the other, and then another one going from the first loop to the second loop. So our first length of chain needs to be 6 centimeters in length. So I've got my ruler here, and let's measure a 6 centimeter length of chain. So it is roughly there. So that is the loop that I'm going to be removing to take the chain apart. So I'm going to take my round nose pliers and my flat nose pliers. I'm first of all just finding the link that where the opening in the link is. I can see it there. And then with both pairs of pliers, I'm just going to open the link. So I'm taking 1 pair of pliers in one direction away from me, 1 towards me, just to open the link up. It's fairly easy to open, and then remove the other part of the chain. And then I'm just going to close that link up, secure it really nicely. So that's my first piece of chain. And then I'm going to cut a 4 centimeter section of chain as well. So just measuring that out, 4 centimeters. And here is where I want to remove the chain. Sometimes you need a magnifier to actually see where the links open on these chains. They are very cunning. There it is. You can see the little line. So I'm just going to repeat that process and open the chain up. And then remove the other piece of chain and close it together using my 2 sets of pliers. And then there we have our 2 pieces of chain. And so I need to attach these, and I'm going to use a couple of the rose gold plated jump rings to do that, because it just sits really nicely with the rose gold plate on this kilt pin. So opening one of the jump rings, using both of your pairs of pliers, we're going to attach the longer piece of chain first of all. So I'm going to pop the last link in the chain onto the open jump ring, and then place it through the first loop on the kilt pin, close it up. Just make sure that's securely closed. And then I'm going to attach another jump ring to the link on the last piece of chain. And I'm going to feed that through the 3rd loop on the kilt pin. Close that up. And then we have the piece of chain dangling there. You can actually make it as long as you wish. This design just looked particularly compact and nice to just have that length of chain, but obviously you design this how you would like. This is just a bit of an indicator for you of how it works, doing it my way. So I'm going to take another jump ring, open that up, place it through the last link on the chain, on that 4 centimeter piece of chain. So that is going back through that first loop on the kilt pin. I always like to just hang the other piece of whatever it is that I'm attaching the jump ring to, just hang it below. It just helps you to use both hands to close that securely. And then our final step is to take another jump ring, open it up, feed that jump ring through the last loop on our second piece of chain, and we're going to thread that through the second loop on the kilt pin, and then just close it up securely. So that's the basis of our little kilt pin brooch there. Okay, so the next step then is to attach these little bicone beads to our kilt pin. I'm going to do that by threading one of the gold-plated head pins through. Now what is really nice is to use different coloured metals, because we've got that kind of bronzy colour combined with the rose gold, and then we're adding a bit of gold in here, which is just indicative of autumn. You know, we've got the mystic coating almost on these bicones, which brings in all of that autumnal flavour. And the whole thing about autumn is all of these rich warm colours, all the tones in the trees and the leaves. So it's okay to mix your metals up like this. In fact, I would urge you to do that. So we threaded that head pin onto one of the bicones. I'm taking my round nose pliers now, and I'm just going to turn the head pin to a right angle like that. Adjust my round nose pliers so I'm turning with my thumb point facing upwards. Take that back over the top of the pliers to form a loop. And I'm going to leave the loop open because that is what we're going to attach to one of the loops on our kilt pin. So I'm going to pop that through the first loop on the kilt pin. I'm going to take my round nose pliers. I'm just going to grab hold of the loop like that with the pliers, sort of pinch it, and then take that wire around and wrap it. Now sometimes, because this head pin's quite short, it's easier to take your chain nose pliers and guide the wire around. You get a much more precise wrap doing it like that. So you're just going to wrap that wire around the base of the loop and around the top of the bicone like that. And then when you've gone as far as you can, I'm just going to take wire cutters and trim that off. So trimming the excess wire there. Take your chain nose pliers and just feed the wire around so that it sits really flush and snug. So we have 3 of those bicones to attach, and you're just going to follow the same process. You're going to wire wrap a loop and attach one to the middle, and the third one is going to go onto the end loop of the kilt pin. And I'll meet you back here when you've done that. Okay, so now we have our bicones attached fully to the kilt pin. We can now start adding those little leaf charms. And what happens is these are handmade, and sometimes the loops are imperfectly formed, but that's okay because we know how to use our round nose pliers to correct them and make them perfect. So if, like this one where the loop is sort of looping round and looking a little bit uneven, I'm just going to use my round nose pliers just to pull that back. Be very careful because this is glass and you don't want to break the glass. But then I'm just going to create more of a perfect loop so that they sit really nicely, because when you do a piece of jewellery like this, it's very visible. The loops are very visible. Okay, so now I've got that perfect. I'm going to take one of my 6mm rose gold plated jump rings. I'm going to open it up with my chain nose pliers and my round nose pliers. Like that. I'm just going to pop that through the loop. And then I'm going to place that along one of the links of the chain. So I think I want it, let's see, I want it facing that way, and so I'm going to just attach it there. So you can choose where you want to place your little leaves. This is the fun part of the designing, is which colours you want to place wherever you like them. So decide what you'd like to do, how you'd like your leaves. I probably want to put that one there. I probably like to put the amber one over here, pink one there, and then the purple one up here. So just kind of decide how you'd like it. Sometimes it's good to just take a picture with your phone, and then you can remember how you wanted them, where you wanted them. So follow the process. The same one, just straightening out any of the little loops on these charms and attaching them to the chain on the kilt pin using your rose gold jump rings. And if I just bring back my original design, there is the finished kilt pin, all rustling, full of lovely leaves. The fuller the better, but it's also nice to see a little bit of chain. Now, one thing that I haven't done is embellished the little eye on this kilt pin, and that's almost begging to have a little piece of ribbon put through it to create a bow, or you could even put some seed beads in there, you choose. But you can add to this design any way you wish. This is just to get you started. I'd love to see if you make your own. Do share pictures with me, and I hope you've enjoyed this project. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial where we made this beautiful kilt pin or bag charm, whichever way you want to use it. It's really versatile. If you want to find out how to order any of the components that I've used in this project today, just tap the down arrow that shows you the show more section. Also, don't forget to comment and let us know what you thought of the video, like and share it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of the fabulous tutorials that are coming up soon.